Okay, so it's hump day and we're going to have a mindset talk. The hardest thing you've been through is the hardest thing you've been through. And I want to talk about this because maybe, our economy is changing right now. And again, I came into this industry in a really tough economy. But what I love about our industry is the ability to scale up or scale down. Now, when I had come into cosmetology school, I had already thought I had been through some really hard things. And I'm just going to talk about them because they're my experience. And a lot of you out there will think, those aren't that hard. But for me in my world, it was hard. I was a strong student in high school. I was liked. I was well-rounded, but I dealt with severe depression and an eating disorder. So when it came time to go into college, I could get accepted into great colleges, but I didn't have the emotional capacity within myself. I didn't trust myself to be that far away from my parents because I was so emotionally fragile, right? I ended up going to a college that I felt had a less study intensive major. I grew up, like I said in previous episodes, in a small city, big town, and at the age of 18 started living in a city that I would say my college was more of a commuter school. So I lived in Las Vegas, and it was a world of change. And I learned a lot about human behavior. And as a funny one-liner, I'll tell my clients, if you really want to know who you are, move to a city that doesn't have any rules. So by the time I was 23 and I graduated, I felt like I was 63. I moved back to California and I was working in a high-end, at first I started working in the corporate world. Tried to get into the real estate game. I mean, the economy, that 2008, 2009 housing crash, I was involved in corporate credit, commercial real estate. And I stayed in it for 2 or 3 years and nothing was budging. So I went into my industry that I studied and a hotel industry, and I was working in a really high-end property that was reopening, and everybody thought, okay, the economy is about to turn. And I stayed there and there was very low occupancy. So I felt so stuck at the age of 25. And I just want to let you all know there was a lot of heartbreak in my personal relationships because I felt so stuck personally. I knew I had to get into a career. I needed to start making money. I had to stop listening to the people around me saying, go to school, get into more debt, saying, have this sales job, have that sales job. I didn't want to be in sales, even though I am in sales selling my art. It's different. And I know that when I finally got my license and I went into the salon that I had dreamed about working in, I wasn't going to be making that much money. So I stayed and that was hard and grinding and right. And I don't believe in this industry you have to grind the way that we did back then because education is at our fingertips with YouTube and Instagram. I'm just telling you my personal story. I've been a hairstylist for 12 years now, and I can tell you whatever hard thing that I thought I had been through before I got into this industry, it was not that hard compared to what was going to happen in my life. And about 5 years ago, my life basically almost completely unraveled. There's a few things that happened to my life. But I promise you, had it not been for the scalability, which means you can expand or shrink your business as much or as little as you'd like to as a hairstylist, I would not have been employable. I would have gone into more debt. But because I knew that I could accept more clients or less clients because I could go from one salon to a different salon, I was able to make it through those really, really tough times. I don't know another industry that allows you to do that. And now that we've been through a pandemic, I can tell you that people, as nervous as they were through the pandemic, they're about to get a lot more nervous in these next 2 years. But cosmetology school, because of the nature of the type of education that's required, that you actually physically have to be there, teaches you a lot about lull time, downtime. What can I do with this what can I do constructively with this downtime? And it serves you in every single aspect of your life. Because so much of what we can do as hairstylists, like I've said in different episodes, from day one, we can start making money. It's just our mindset. All we need to do is take that shot. Call someone and say, hey, can I practice curling your hair? Hey, can I practice an updo? Hey, do you mind trusting me with trimming a millimeter off of your hair? These are things that help us believe in ourselves. Because I can tell you the only difference between me and you approaching someone about getting their hair done is the confidence factor. Now, I might be able to deliver a little bit more efficiently than you can, but again, I'm telling you, all of this is not rocket science. Every single person I've ever met, until they don't have hair, gets their hair done. So go into cosmetology school today. Understand that what you are doing is investing not only in yourself, but in an industry that is never going to let you down.